Okay, wonderful. It looks like for the most part, all of our agents that are joining have trickled in. There may be a few others, but we'll go ahead and get started today. Again, my name is Emily Rehana. I am the Senior Sales Manager here at 55places.com. For those of you that don't know me, thank you again so much for making time to join us today. I am joined by our amazing team. I have Mackenzie Huddleston, who is our Sales Manager for our program. And we have Jen Baldwin, who's our Sales Administration Manager, who handles everything behind the scenes for us and keeps us all moving in the right direction. And then we're so excited to introduce Jackie Goodman. Jackie is our agent ambassador. She has been a part of 55 Places for a very long time and is joining us in a new capacity as your advocate. So we're so excited again to have her. I'm going to let her unmute herself and say hello.
Hi, partner agents. I'm excited to be here. Emily, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And we are also joined by Brittany, it looks like, as well. So you've got the whole team here. Again, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. We're going to run through a quick agenda and let you know what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering some of our big changes, jump ball, which has been a question from everybody, and we'll go through the whys of jump ball, some of the questions, and of course the benefits. We're going to talk about our inactive customer survey that has gone out recently, our contact established survey that is going out to customers, our home sale close survey, some of the Huddle cleanup that we have recently initiated and how that works. We'll go through some common questions in Huddle, and then of course we'll open it up for you guys to answer questions. The chat or the Q&A, I'm not 100% sure which one is open, I apologize, but one of those you'll be able to ask questions and our team will be answering those questions for you. So please ask away. I will be demonstrating live and then we'll open it up at the end for Q&A as well. So first off, I wanted to run through our new jump ball process. I know a lot of this stuff gets emailed out to the field and I know it can be overwhelming to read a lot of it and to understand it. So that is why we want to provide multiple platforms for you guys to be able to understand the information and the changes that are happening. Jump ball is in regards to our call center, making warm transfer calls. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. But I just kind of wanted to run through our old process and what that looked like from a customer experience. When a customer called into the call center and they were qualified by our team, that takes a while. It's a series of questions that's being asked. And when they determined that that customer is a qualified opportunity, then we would attempt to reach a partner agent, sometimes maybe calling more than one person. And all the while, the customer is waiting on the line for that call to go through and for someone to answer. If they weren't able to get anybody on the phone, the CSR would have to go back to the customer and say, I'm sorry, we couldn't get a hold of anybody, but they will call you back when they can. All in all, that's not a great experience for our customer. And we want them to have a good experience. That way, when you're connected with them, it's the best experience possible for the both of you. So this was resulting in about a 63% connection rate of our warm transfers being answered. We also know that our warm transfer opportunities that come into the call center and then are handed over to you, those are our highest converting opportunities, which means we want to get them in your hands as quickly as possible. We hear from countless partner agents that they have the experience that they were able to get this phone call. The person was in the community waiting, wanted to meet somebody, and they wrote a contract that day. That's phenomenal. We want to get as many of those in your hand as possible. So fast forward to our new process with jump ball. What will happen now is if somebody calls into the call center, this will initiate the text message that you guys have been receiving that there is a possibility that we have a new opportunity from 55 Places on the line. Are you available for a warm transfer? Yes or no? While this message goes out, our customer service team is qualifying that phone call. So the time spent from qualification of the customer to them having an agent to transfer that phone call to is greatly reduced. Now, some of the things that we have heard is I said yes, and that I would accept the warm transfer, but then I never got a phone call. What happened? That's a great question. Again, there's a qualification process. At times, it may be determined that that call wasn't qualified, so therefore it wasn't transferred over to you. So that is why we also instituted or initiated the follow-up text messages that you'll start seeing coming through that thanks for being willing to take the phone call, but the phone call wasn't qualified, so it's not in Huddle. Again, if you say yes and you don't get the call and it's not in Huddle, that's not going to be anything that counts against you. If you say yes and you take the call and for any reason it doesn't show up in Huddle, let us know as quickly as possible so we can make sure to get the information to you. That should not happen. It should be a seamless interaction that you get the message, you say yes, and you take the call, and then it'll be in Huddle for you. So again, that start time from a customer calling in to getting to a partner agent is greatly reduced. What we have seen in turn from this is we have seen in just the first week that we rolled this out, our warm transfer rate went from 63% and it jumped up to 71% connection rate, which is fantastic. I'm also going to give you guys the jump ball number just in case you don't have it. You can save it into your phone. This will be the number that the text messages come in from. And that number is 708-853-6406. Again, 708-853-6406. All right. Now, any questions about jump ball, feel free to, again, put them in the chat and we can answer those the best of our ability. All right, let me just make sure. Okay, I'm seeing any questions come through. All right, wonderful. So I want to move on to, before we move on to our surveys, I just want to give a quick refresh of the Huddle homepage for anybody that is maybe a newer partner agent. Also, if you have any questions about what you see, please don't be afraid to ask them. Every question is a good question. So I have my screen shared with you. This is a test account. So one of our test accounts here, so we can see, though, that it looks the same. The one thing that you'll notice missing that's not here that is in yours is your market performance statistic information. That would appear here. You have your 90-day gross sales number, which would appear here. That's any sale received from any time in the last 90 days. That would show up here. And again, that is one of the things that we monitor that helps you get more opportunities. The more that you're able to increase this part of your statistics, that'll drive more opportunities your way. The 180-day conversion rate is found right here. This is opportunities that are converted into a sale from leads received in the last 180 days. The last 6 months, things that were sent your way that you were able to convert is reflected here in this number right here. Again, that's another one of those metrics that we monitor, that the more you're able to increase this percentage, it'll help drive more opportunities your way. A big one that we monitor that we've been talking about this last year is our appointment completed rate. So that's of opportunities received in the last 90 days. How many were you able to meet with on an appointment? And what qualifies as an appointment? It could be several things. It could be an in-person property tour or a showing of the clubhouse. It could be a virtual property tour or showing of the clubhouse. I know Jackie has connected with several of our agents already and shared some fantastic tips about how to do that and how to facilitate a virtual appointment. It could also be a strategy session at your office for a listing appointment or a buyer's consultation. You guys are the experts. So really, we are going to let you decide which of those feels like an appointment to you to log it appropriately. What an appointment is not considered is that first phone call. Your first phone call with them to get some basic questions answered. That's not an appointment. That's your initial phone. So that's something to keep in mind. The minimum rate for an appointment that we target as a company that several agents are able to achieve is 5%. That's 1 in 20 opportunities received in the last 90 days. That's one appointment. Easy to achieve for sure. We also, again, know that a lot of your opportunities may be coming from out of state and not ready to meet in person right away. And that's why we stress the importance of a virtual appointment as well. That helps secure that appointment, secure that person as your customer. So when they're ready, they're going to reach out to you. Some of the other important metrics here are, of course, if you've been a part of the program for a long time, you'll see these are some really fantastic numbers with some of our partner agents, but the lifetime sales commission and conversion rate are reflected here. Your average response time is reflected here. Now, another common question that we get is, I answered the call, I got a text message, I made the call to my customer, but maybe you were driving or your hands were full and you weren't able to complete that interaction of making the opportunity connected or not connected, which is the next step. It's a really great question. We definitely don't want you distracted driving. We want you being safe. But keep in mind that as soon as you click the link of the text message that was sent to you to make that phone call, it stops the timer. Even if you're not able to complete the transition of changing the stage to market connected or not connected, the timer will still be stopped. Now, you'll want to make sure that you go into Huddle maybe at the end of the day as a best practice or the beginning of the next day and clean up any of those administrative items that may have occurred from the day before. However, it will not count against your response time. It still shows new, that's okay. Now, how you would check this if you want to verify and make sure is you can always take a look at the report. The report link is found right here at the bottom. So if you're thinking, oh man, I was out, I was busy yesterday, I don't know what my response times looked like, I think I had one that was wrong, you can always click here. Now, there's not going to be much to see because this is a test account, but I just did enter 2 test leads so we can see. Well, these two leads that I got today, for example, I was driving and I wasn't able to change the stage right away, but I did call them right away. And you can see that reflected right here and the first contact timer. That'll tell you, oh, I had 0 minutes logged. And it'll be sorted by day. So you'll be able to kind of target what you need to see. That's extremely helpful. Again, a common question that we get that can usually be answered just by looking at that report right there. Your warm transfer rate will be found right here. And then your stages of the opportunities that we have sent you are right down here. So you'll see if you have opportunities in the new and attempted contact stage, they'll be reflected here. Again, any of the blue lines are links to the report that will give you more detail on what this is talking about. Appointments that have been completed, tasks due, or opportunities with no task. So the next 2 things that I want to talk about now that we've gone over this overview is 2 new features that we've rolled out in an attempt to help you clean up Huddle. We hear all kinds of feedback. We know you guys are professionals and your job is to be out there meeting with customers. Excuse me, sorry, I'm battling a cold. Your job is to be out there meeting with customers, not necessarily spending a lot of time in front of the computer. So there are 2 recent cleanup efforts that we have started that you will have noticed. And what they are is our initiative to clean up overdue tasks and to help move along your opportunities that are in the new and attempted contact stage over to nurture. So what does that mean? All right, let me show you an example. You may or may not have received an email about this yet, but this would be the email you receive if you have opportunity or tasks that are more than 30 days overdue. So if you have a task, it's a self-scheduled task. This does not apply to the initial call or first appointment tasks. This is all self-scheduled task items. You will receive an email that says notice overdue tasks will be deleted. It'll tell you what the tasks are, that they're more than 30 days overdue, and the date that they will be deleted. So this will give you the opportunity to go in and mark them complete if you want to save it for the record, or if you just want to let the system do its thing and clean it up. It will prevent your Huddle from looking like this, which this can be very overwhelming when you log into Huddle and see, oh my goodness, look at all these tasks. Now, our thought process behind this of 30 days overdue is likely most of our agents check in with each of their opportunities at least once every 30 days. So if you have a task that's more than 30 days overdue, most likely you're going to have another one that's due already. So we're not trying to take away anything that's, going to mess with your follow-up. So that's one thing. And I will say, in looking at Huddle with agents and reviewing this, I've noticed that most of them this list looks a lot easier to manage now that we've done that. The next one is our initiative to help move along our opportunities that are in the new and attempted contact stage. So the email that you would receive would look like this. It lets you know that anything that has been in new or attempted contact for more than 30 days, to assist you in moving them along in the funnel, we're going to be moving them to nurture, unresponsive, and then we will give you the date that we will do that. So this will give you some time to go into Huddle and move them to the correct stage if necessary. Now, in this instance, when we move them to nurture unresponsive, this will allow us to take over those that nurture path and try and re-engage them that way. Again, it will give you the opportunity record. You can log in and change it if needed. But this will also just, again, help in that management of Huddle and cleanup. I will tell you, I spoke to a partner agent 2 days ago that received a list from us. It was pretty long. She was a newer partner agent, so she hadn't quite gotten her feel and how she worked through Huddle just yet. And she told me, Emily, I'm going to be honest, I had like 80 people in attempted contact. So it was a lot. And she said, I sat down and I reached out to every single one of them. And I made contact with 20, which is pretty good. Of those 20, she was able to secure 3 listing appointments, and she had 1 appointment for a buyer to go out and show them homes. So definitely it took a little bit of work on her part, but she did the work and she was rewarded for what came out of it. So we definitely encourage you to pay attention to these. We know, again, it's easy to get a bunch of emails. We know you guys are inundated with emails as agents, but try to pay attention to these. They'll just help keep you on top of what's coming in and out of Huddle. Okay, great. So I'm just going to pause real quick and make sure that there's not any questions. Okay, great. So the next thing that I wanted to cover, again, we've had a lot of communication about it, and I just wanted to talk about all of our surveys that we have been rolling out. The first one that we started rolling out is a survey that goes to your opportunities at the contact established stage. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And let me just pull it up here real quick. Share some of the things that we have been receiving. So this goes out to your opportunity once they are in contact established. Gives them a rating and then an opportunity to share some of their experience so far. We have gotten some phenomenal, lots of like 10s that everybody is really enjoying their partner agent. There's been some great feedback. If we receive something that's less than a 7, our team is notified, and then we go through that feedback to see how we can improve the experience with our partner agent. And I will share with you all that the biggest piece of feedback that we receive from customers is that they haven't heard from their partner agent yet. Now, of course, sometimes there can be a little bit of maybe you have reached out and they just don't understand that this person that they're being surveyed about is the same person that's reached out. However, there is also a measure of perhaps using contact established in the wrong way. Contact established is reserved for when you have made contact with that person, either on the phone, text message exchange, email exchange, and they're aware that you're their partner agent. So just something to keep in mind that goes out to them. And so the biggest piece of confusion that we've received back is that they haven't heard from this person. Or perhaps they heard from the partner agent, but then they didn't hear from them again. That maybe they were told that they would get follow-up in a day or 2, and now it's been a week and they still haven't heard from the partner agent. Again, we know everybody's busy. You guys have a lot on your plate, but we feel like it is extremely important to share this feedback with you so you know what our customers are saying. All right, so the next survey that I'm going to share with you guys is a really exciting one, I think. It's the inactive customer survey. So what this does is it takes a look at the system. Um, Again, it will require maybe a little prompting on your part, and we do give you warning about it going out. So on day 25, we will look at an opportunity and say, has there been any updates in has there been a stage change, task scheduled, anything? The answer is no. In 25 days, there's been nothing going on in Huddle. We'll also see if the customer hasn't interacted with our website, hasn't interacted with our newsletters. And then we're going to send them just a little friendly, hey, how are things going? That's what this is right here. On day 25, we send you the notification that we're going to send that out. It gives you 5 days to go in and review it because then the survey goes out on day 30. If in fact this person that's going to receive the survey you are in communication with, because we understand that there's also a lot of things that happen behind the scenes outside of Huddle, what we would encourage you to do to prevent the survey from going out is either changing the stage if it's appropriate or logging a task. Notes don't count, so we've had that question as well, not to go in there and update the notes, but logging a task. The task could be something as simple as emailed this customer. If there's nothing to be logged, if you haven't had any contact with them or they're not responding to you, whatever the case is, this is a survey that goes out. What I love about this survey is it doesn't make it feel like we're accusing them of not talking to you or anything like that. It's just a little check-in. So it says, how are things going? Like, we understand that finding the perfect community is an important decision. Are you still considering communities? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. So thumbs up, we'll take them to some blogs and route them back to our website. And what we're trying to do is get them re-engaged with our website, hopefully inquire on something so an inquiry is routed back to you so you know to re-engage with them. If there is a thumbs down, then that will take them to a short survey, and the survey will say why, like why thumbs down, and that would be, we give them the option, I'm working with a different agent, I'm interested in a different area, or I decided not to buy right now, or other. All of those results come back to our team, give us an opportunity to review them individually and see where we can step in. Is there somewhere that we can, like, okay, are they interested in another area that they weren't aware that you covered? So we'll find out what that area is and try and get them reconnected with you to be introduced or look in that area. If they're working with another agent, maybe that's not something that we can help with at that point, especially if they have a buyer's agency agreement. So again, some really exciting things that we're trying to do on behalf of you in an automated way to re-engage your customers behind the scenes. Let's see here. Just team is taking care of the questions, just making sure there's nothing anybody wants to see. All right, so definitely a lot of information. I'm going to also share our home sale closed survey. So our home sale closed survey, we have been getting fantastic feedback. It's brand new, and we have been getting fantastic feedback from customers about our partner agents, which we love to see. So once you close on a home with your opportunity, this is a survey that they'll receive. It's 3 questions, 0 to 10 rating, and then it gives them the option to elaborate on the experience more. That comes back to us. I sent out an email last week with some of just the very initial 10s that we have received and some of the feedback. It's been really positive. We really love it. I've heard from a lot of you that you would like to see the results, good or bad. So we are working on finding a way to make that easier to get out to you so you have that information as well. So I just ask for a little bit of patience as we refine that and how to get it to you. But we love seeing it and we love sharing it. We're working on sharing it in a consistent way, and we really hope you love it too. All right. So those are some of our big things. There was a couple other things that were brought up that I wanted to make sure and cover that some of our agents have asked about recently. And one of them is bulk email. It can definitely be overwhelming when you have a lot of opportunities in Huddle, and maybe you are trying to target those attempted contact opportunities that are going to get the survey. And how to do that. So our send bulk email feature is a great way to filter out your opportunities and send them all in email at once. That can be found right up here at the top. You click send bulk email, I'll walk you through it. And then it allows you to sort through whatever list you want to target. You want to target your opportunities you know you have an appointment set with, or an appointment that you completed. Whatever the case is, we'll, for the sake of the example, we'll say we want to reach out to everybody that we have contact established stages. And I'm going to reach out to my buyers. Now, you can also sort by from the level intent, their estimated purchase date. You can also sort by initial area of interest if you're wanting to target a specific community. We have agents that use this when they know there's something specific they want to send out about a certain community. They'll use the initial area of interest to pull those opportunities in. So once you narrow it down to what you want to use, you're going to hit search. And as you'll see down here below, it's going to give you the list. Once we hit next, it'll give you a better view of everybody that's in that list. Now, perhaps you have your list narrowed down and you know that you just talked to Aaron Rodgers. So you're going to you can add and remove people by means of the checkbox. Now, the next thing you'll do, go next. And this will give you, it'll populate from your email. You then will build out your email from here. Enter a subject, enter the body of the email. You can upload files, but you can't go crazy. You can't add like 20 floor plans or anything like that. So you want to keep it simple there on that. Once you have your email put together, the send button is right here. It will send emails to all of those opportunities that you put on that list, and then it will log that task for you. So that's a great way to be able to tackle some of those lists that seem a little bit long and not having to do it individually, and the benefit of adding the task automatically for you. I also just wanted to touch on too, as a quick reminder, with it being summer, and we know, again, everybody's busy and has a lot going on, and especially with the jump ball, if you don't want to miss opportunities of how to remove yourself from the schedule, you do that from the calendar, and you will go schedule time off right here. All right, let's see here. Just going to take a quick look and see if there's any questions. It looks like nothing has been coming in that hasn't been answered already.
And we have one that came in from Katie Haynes. She has had a question in regards to the email that goes out, the mutual opportunity purchase elsewhere. Just, if we can explain that a little bit, and if they're able to see anywhere where they purchased their property.
Yeah, that's a great question. So just again, in an effort to inform you as much as possible, if you have an opportunity that you have been working with or have in Huddle that purchased somewhere else outside of your market, you will get an email notifying you of that. There is not a way for you to see where they purchased, but you can reach out to the sales manager team email. We can look into it for you and let you know. I know it's usually just kind of a curiosity thing. I'll tell you, in my experience of the couple that I've run across, it usually ends up being in a different state. So you can't see it, but reach out to us. We can look into it for you and let you know. And I hope that answered your question, Katie. Let me know if you need me to expand any more on that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to share some of the information that was presented at our regional offsites that Mackenzie shared with the team this spring. I am going to just stop sharing for a quick moment while I get this pulled up. And I'm going to go over and share some of these, some of this stuff that Mackenzie shared here. If you give me just a quick second. Right. All right, so I just wanted to share, this was some really great stuff that Mackenzie shared with the team at the regional offsites. So if you were able to attend one of those, you may have seen some of this information, but I just wanted to share it with the team. So we shared the journey that our customers go through at the various stages and the communication that goes out to them. For example, when your customer makes their initial inquiry, there's a couple important things that they receive. One, the introductory partner agent match email that provides your information, your photo, your phone number to them, and also in the form of a text message. The next is at attempted contact. Now, in this stage reserved for, again, reaching out and not connecting, if they're in that stage, your customer will receive the following text messages. This was something we rolled out a while back, and we give them the opportunity that if they're not able to connect with you, that we ask them for a time for them to respond of when you could reach back out to them. And that's what generates that task that a customer has requested a call back, and we put it in Huddle as a task for the time that they request. Okay. Now, contact established. We talked about the surveys that go out to the customer, but that there's also the welcome series emails that they receive at that time as well. So they're getting a lot of stuff from us. That is another piece of feedback that we have received at this stage, is that they feel like perhaps maybe they're receiving too much, or it's new and they don't know you very well, so they can't rate you. And we have information to be able to provide to them on how to scale back some of the emails. And that's something that we handle on our end. So again, some of these surveys that we've received, that you can see some of the feedback that we've received has been very positive, that they feel like you're courteous, that our partner agents are professional. So really good stuff. So appointment set is reserved for setting up an appointment in the future. Again, this is something that we reserve just for the appointment set, not appointment completed. And we caution you on using this appropriately, because they will receive a survey and then they will receive that upcoming appointment text message that we rolled out. Appointment completed. Again, we talked about this and the impact to the metric. You can reschedule or cancel these. And this is the stage that impacts your appointment completed metric that drives leads your way. And it does have to actually show appointment completed for the opportunity to be at that stage. Some of the other communications that we send our customers are for our seller opportunities. And then you can see here too, the agent information. We're always trying to make sure that that is in our customers' hands. And last, we talked about our home sale closed survey, but they also get an email inviting them to share their story with us. So those are some of the big things that we have been working on this year that we wanted to share with you. This was the re-engagement customer survey that we already talked about. Again, all of this is in an effort to drive more opportunities your way and to try and re-engage the opportunities that were sent to you. I'm going to pause there for any questions and see if there's anything anybody needs me to walk through in Huddle. We'd be happy to. Again, I know there's a lot of information, so feel free to ask away. And if there's not anything you can think of right now, definitely feel free to utilize our sales manager team email to email any requests. Jackie, you may hear from her. She may reach out about best practices on response time or appointments, or if you need to run a customer situation by her, she's there. Mackenzie is our Huddle expert and is always there to help walk you through any questions on how to use the system. So definitely reach out to any one of us. Will help point you in the right direction. So if there's anything that comes along or that you think of after this webinar, don't hesitate to reach out. And it's pretty quiet. So I would say on that note, I will, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, we have a few coming in through Q&A, so
Okay.
let me just check. Wendy, I will send out the team manager email. It's not a problem. I'll answer that right now. Nelson, thank you. So we do have one question from Beverly Herring. When a client puts in a request for a call back in one of those timeframes, can a notification be sent to us other than just floating in Huddle? If you want to answer that one.
Absolutely. Great question. Let me show you to where it lives. So it is sent to you in Huddle. I will pull up the notification center and show you where it would go. Okay. Just a quick moment. Okay, so if a customer requests a call back, you will be notified here in your notification center, just like you are for your new inquiries, overdue appointments, etc. That would live there. A customer callback request would show up there with the time. You also can get push notifications on your phone. You just have to make sure that those notifications are enabled for your Huddle app. And I believe that was Beverly, right, that answered that. So if you need more help, definitely feel free to how to do that, how to reach out. We sent some instructions back out a while back ago on how to make sure that that's enabled on your phone, but you'll just want to make sure those push notifications are enabled from Huddle on your phone to receive a pop-up notification. In addition, they will show up here in your notification center in Huddle. Okay. And then I know that there was, let's see here, one other question I saw in regards to the NAR settlement and information. I know that's on everybody's mind. I will tell you, one, make sure you're getting the support you need from your broker. Two, we are going to send this recording out next week. Chad and Khadijah talked about this and touched on this at the regional meetings. So they will be recapping what they discussed, and a video will accompany this next week when we send it out to agents. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for that. And again, like, make sure that you're reaching out to your broker for support on how to handle that. Every state is different. So we would urge you to get support from your broker. Okay, let's see here. Looks like Judy said, yes, she's getting lots of training from her broker, which is fantastic. I'm glad to hear you're getting the support you need from your broker. Looks like Beverly may have another question. The customer activity emails. She said that she was recently invested. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, right? The emails, customer activity emails. It shows the emails that are sent or were sent, but you can't see the content. That's you're referring to the emails, right? And what your customer looked at. So it should give you a synopsis of what the email was. I would encourage, if you're not already, make sure you're signed up to receive all our emails. That way you can see. I will get back to you on, I don't know the answer exactly on being able to see the content. So let me get an answer for you on that, Beverly, and I will get back to you. Okay. And let's see, Liza, you had a question that I'm not 100% sure how to answer, but I will get back to you as well on that. Mackenzie or Jen, I don't know if you see that and can answer that. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sorry, which one was that?
From Liza.
Oh, Liza, I'll follow up with you in an email. We just need to get your parsing email, but I'll email you right after this.
Okay. Well, you guys had some really good questions today. Again, I thank you so much for your time. I know that it's precious, and so we thank you for spending some of it with us. We hope you found this beneficial and helpful. Anytime you have a question, I know that an email doesn't always explain everything the way we all learn, so don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to support you and your success, and we appreciate all you do. All right, thank you, everybody.